Hello everyone, are you ready for another anime recap? Then subscribe right now to this Anime Plots YouTube channel and watch this full video. Did you subscribe? Okay, let's start the video.
Prince Boji is the smallest individual to join Boss, despite his huge parents. Due to his impairments, Boji avoids playing with kids his age and younger because of misconceptions and public disdain. Cage, a shadow creature, appears in his day. Cage grabs his clothes at knife point. Boji finally understands Cage and follows his orders. Boji does it without hesitation, so Cage tells him to do it again the next day at the same place. Boji meets Cage at the planned spot the next day wearing more clothes to be robbed. Cage calls Boji a stupid for obeying. When Boji says he enjoys his company and just cares, they become friends. They meet Boji overweight in clothes Cage would remove and go home nude. When Boji brings Cage home, his stepmother Queen Hilling mocks him for always coming home naked. She asks Boji to prepare for his father. Boji sobs as he gets ready, but Cage walks by and notices him. Cage empathizes and bonds with him. Boji visits his 7th-ranked father, King Boss. The monarch orders Domus to teach Boji swordsmanship and tells him to grow strong enough to rule. Domus complies. Prince Data, Boji's younger, larger, and more developed half-brother, confronts Domus during practice. Data strikes first, but Boji dodges numerous times before striking Data in the head with a delicate blow that impresses everyone, including Cage, who supports him. Boji's feints and gentle counterattacks irritate Data. Boji stops evading and is defeated by Data while crying after Domus signals him. Boji's situation worsens when Appease, a sword of the king watching from the roof, tosses a spear that terminates the fight and crowns Data the winner. Boji is bedridden and bandaged after the bout. Your fighting style is not that of a king, Domus signed to him before he stopped avoiding Data's assaults. He crawls out of bed and picks up a normal-sized blade. After failing to pick up the coin, Cage throws it at him. To avoid embarrassing Cage, he wipes his tears and puts on a brave front as he approaches us. Cage reassures him that only he can wield a sword like that. Boji tells Cage where his clothes are to avoid embarrassment, and Cage promises to stop stealing from him. Cage watches Boji sleep. Someone enters as Cage is leaving. Her feet and ankle-length clothes reveal her femininity. Cage puts her hands above the comatose Boji and they glow green, healing Boji's wounds. When King Boss dies and his will is read, Prince Boji, the kingdom's first prince, takes the throne. Queen Hilling breaks the late king's will and declares Prince Data the next king. Boji departs crying. Bebin tells Boji that Cage has left for a voyage after confronting him again. Boji searches the snake cave alone for Cage with Meat Sumida, a large snake he saved as a child. Meat Sumida informs Boji that his lord Bebin has captured Cage but permitted him to escape on a critical voyage that Boji cannot share. He assures him it's not meant to damage him. After remembering how he was chosen to be king but rejected due to his weakness, Boji joins Cage. Cage has also promised to help him. The queen always denies his plea to depart for the same reasons. He climbs a high-floor window to escape the castle. The queen enters as he releases his homemade rope. Boji resists as Dorsch, the queen's shield, pulls him up, loosening the ropes and sending him tumbling. Queen Hilling runs to Boji and finds him unconscious, groaning and glowing green. She shreds her clothing and treats Boji. Boji remembers her visiting him while he slept the night before the match. Hilling relaxes alone and recalls her first meeting with Boji and the obstacles she overcome to form the relationship she has now. She softens, enabling Boji to travel and learn. She provides Domus, his instructor, and Hakuro, his personal caregiver. Boji embarks. They continue their trek through hazardous forests and plain lowlands with everything intact. Boji's meat gets stabbed by knives thrown from afar as they set up camp to sleep. They find a group of dogs dead in the morning after Boji stabbed them with poisoned meat. After burying the dogs, they go to another settlement with a pit to the gates of hell. Domus takes Boji to the gates of hell and tells Hakuro to find a hotel. Domus immediately throws Boji into the fire pit and leaves him to burn. Boji falls safely on the pit bottom while Cage comes out of his suitcase and they cry together. Cage tells Boji that he has been with him since he fell from the window while fleeing until he tried to eat the poisoned meat. He says Bebin, the snake handler, told him to travel with Boji to visit the one who will make him powerful. They must travel further into the underworld to meet this person. As they approach their destination, Boji smells gas, knocking them out. Two smoke-emerging men take Boji and Cage on their automobiles. They travel to an abyssal kingdom. King Desha, the kingdom's monarch and second-ranked person, greets them when they wake up. He mocks Boji for his shortcomings and his younger brother's kingship. Cage tells him they came to see a man who can turn a weak man into a king. King Desha realizes he's the one they're looking for and must evaluate the trainee. One of his knights is testing Boji. Boji is ordered to attack the knight, a captain of the Order of the Underworld, a tenacious gang. After realizing the situation, Boji gently strikes the guard. Before Cage defends Boji again, Desha mocks his fragility. He tells Desha that Boji's strength is evading punches. Boji defies Desha's command to stop the guard's surveillance. He avoids strikes quickly and accurately, impressing the chamber knights. The knight fighting Boji pauses and praises Desha's speed. Desha, still unimpressed, feels Boji can survive but can't win because he can't penetrate his opponent's armor. Desha refuses to educate Boji despite Cage's persuasion, saying he cannot nurture an inexistent gift. King Desha expels them. Cage encourages Boji to work hard and get stronger. The night Boji battled instructs them to give the letter of recommendation to the right person. They are told Prince Despa, the king's younger brother. King Desha wasn't telling them since he was competing with Despa and was just joking around. They visit Prince Despa after thanking the knights. They explain their presence. Despa invites Cage inside after receiving payment. He reads Boji's hands and realizes that he is powerless. He mentors him and adopts him. Boji trains every day until he hears a massive blast while Cage is outside cleaning. He hurries into Boji's training room, which he isn't authorized to enter, and asks about the loud noise and Despa and Boji's well-being. As Despa answers Cage's questions, Cage sees Boji posing in front of a split rock. He worries about Boji as the door slowly closes on him. Boji completes his training by learning the Desparts, Despa's teaching style. Cage, Despa, and Boji travel to celebrate Boji's training. Cage asks Boji about his weapon as they leave. Boji's use impresses Cage, but its thin, needle-like appearance disappoints him. Cage questions Despa's claim that giving Boji a needle and calling it a sword won't help. They celebrate after Boji apologizes. While they are eating, three evil beings that live in the underworld approach the party and begin to battle. They make fun of Despa's appearance, and he replies by hitting one of them, which he soon regrets. When Boji notices that Despa is being attacked by a group of monsters, he doesn't stay down and let them beat him up. He tries to protect himself but is immediately driven aside. He rises back up and delivers a daisy-soft attack to the monster's chin after dodging a couple hits. After a brief period of time, the monster begins to lose his equilibrium and collapses, making Boji's punch official as a knockout. After dodging a few assaults from the monster, Boji eventually pulls his weapon, the needle sword, and destroys him in a flash of lightning as the monster falls to the ground wailing in agony. Despa checks his vitals and determines that he merely faded out like previously, despite Cage's suspicions that Boji killed the monster. The technology underpinning Boji's unsuccessful assaults that still have significant impact is subsequently revealed to Cage by Despa. The punch was placed and timed exactly so, and the needle was poked without inflicting much harm to the brain or blood vessels. Boji wins, and Cage congratulates him. Boji and Cage departed Despa for home. Despa encourages Boji to embrace himself and show courage. Knights of the Order of the Underworld volunteer to take Boji home as the three men say goodbye. Despa tells them that the kingdom has been penetrated by underworld criminals, and King Desha has dispatched the knights to retrieve Boji and catch them. Cage encourages Boji with his newfound Despart's power while the knights find the criminals. The knights explain to Cage and Boji how the robbers entered the realm. Cage and Boji reach the kingdom to find a criminal pursuing innocent bystanders. Despa encouraged the knight to wait until the criminal arrived, making him one of the most dangerous. Auken, the Sword of the Underworld, will meet the Underworld Order leader, who is fighting Despa. After slicing through the population, the knight prevents Boji from fighting Auken since Despa predicted he would lose. The knight orders Boji to defend Queen Hilling at the castle. Boji and Cage rush to castle.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.